espero que nadie se ofenda, pero hasta que no estás aquí dentro no sabes la grandeza de este equipo.
Aparece na esquerda, vai romper a área, lá está ele. Dário Núñez para cá, para lá, passou, tirou. Rompeu, vai marcar! Não entrou, e agora? Agora! Yeah, 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 Yaramchuk! Ele vai atirar!
Só nós sentimos isso.
Good evening. Episode 76. I love a derby this time of year. Can you guys hear me fine?
A little off.
Is it better now?
Yeah.
Okay. Episode 76. I love a derby this time of year. We've got an interesting conversation today. I have the usuals, Oscar, Jay, Bill. Gentlemen, how are you?
Very good. Welcome back, guys.
And then we got a return. Our friend Paul here representing the green and white. Paul, how are you?
The champions, you mean?
Oh, sorry, I forgot that.
Okay.
He's coming in
Smile a
hot.
little bit. Smile.
It just started. He's coming in hot already. And we have a debut. That's not a mannequin. He was sitting very still, but our boy Biggie here representing the retro. What's going on?
Ready for the conversations.
We got we're gonna have
we go past 10. We go
Yeah.
past 10.
Biggie after 10. That's no holds bar.
we're gonna have
that could get dangerous.
a lot of fans watching just for Biggie's presence here. But for those of you who are listening or watching, his name is Joe, but he's known to us as Biggie. And he's an absolute legend. So stay tuned for some interesting words that are going to come out of his mouth. Today we actually have one more guest that should be joining us. It'll be a debut as well, but I'll leave it at that until he jumps in. Today we got chaos at the Estádio Nacional, BSAD Benfica, an absolute shit show at the Estádio Nacional at the weekend. There's so much to talk about, so much to discuss. We'll get into that. And then, of course, Friday, we have Benfica Sporting. Lots to discuss. There's a couple of absences for Sporting, which could play a big part. We don't know what's going to come of the COVID tests that took place today. So we'll see how that goes. But again, I'm sure there'll be some interesting conversation that goes around that. And then we have to end out of context video. And the ending of the video is absolutely epic. So make sure you guys stick around for the ending. And while you're at it, don't forget to share this live podcast just so we can extend our reach to more Benfica fans. So if you could do us that favor, and don't forget to give us a like and a follow. We starting in here with Anthony coming in with a Portuguese comment. He must have gotten that translated. What the?
Revolução.
So let's start with chaos at Estádio Nacional. So we have Benfica goes to Estádio Nacional. BSAD up until 24 hours before the game. There were concerns about COVID cases. And then the day of the game around lunchtime in Portugal, the president comes out and says, we have 38 players. We're confident in them. That's why they're registered. We have no intentions of postponing the game. And then about an hour and a half before the game kicked off, there was rumor that BSAD potentially wouldn't have enough players to field, which was quite interesting and created a huge confusion. The team sheets were released later than normal because of all this chaos and confusion. Lo and behold, BSAD puts 9 players on the match sheet, 2 of which were goalies, so 1 played the field. They had no subs, and the match ended up 7-0 at halftime. They came out, faked an injury, kicked the ball out of bounds, and the match ended because they then only had 6. So I'm going to open it up to you guys. And again, feel free to jump in. I'm going to start with Oscar. Give me your thoughts on kind of the situation as a whole, right? The fact that this happened at the top level in a professional kind of environment. We talk about Portugal being the 6th best league in the world, right? Like, this is just something that's completely unheard of. So give me your thoughts on that. And then the rest of you guys feel free to jump in. But before that, I also want to say, para a malta que estiver a ver em Portugal ou prefere em português, podem deixar os comentários no chat e nós podemos ler os comentários e podemos responder em português ou inglês, como quiserem. Por isso, estejam à vontade. Oscar, over to you.
Well, this to me was it was embarrassment. It was an embarrassment for the league. It was an embarrassment for basically Benfica and Belenenses. I saw the interview with the Belenenses president, and I'm embarrassed for him. I'm embarrassed because he doesn't know what the hell he's doing or talking about. It's I don't know what the hell he did this weekend to allow this to happen. He tried to blame the league. He tried to blame the health CD. Yeah, DGS. And it wasn't basically he failed, and he was trying to put the blame on everybody else. The league had to step in on this case. The league had to do something before the game happened, because the whole world was watching, and we came out on all the news, like, media, as being an embarrassment. Like, we showed up with a team with 9 players, no bench, 9 players. That's it, against the Benfica, and obviously Benfica is playing, so people are watching worldwide, right? And they just made us look bad as a league. Do I now going forward? Do I think we should take the game back and do the game again? No chance. I have no chance. That was not Benfica's fault. Benfica should not agree to any of this. Let's redo this again. If anything, and I think we talked about it in the chat, is play the game from the 48th minute on. All right, at 7-0. I don't agree with the game being all right. Let's cancel this and do it again. The president's trying to do that, but I hope that Benfica does not allow that to happen.
The funny thing is, he's now asking for the game to be replayed, but he never asked for the game to be postponed. He just assumed the league would do it, right? Like, hoping someone would postpone it for him and he didn't have to make that call. Like, the fuck's wrong with you, dude? Like, even if you expect the league to make the call, still request it. Like, you don't have enough. They had enough players because they called up guys from
I was about to say exactly. They could have easily called somebody up from the.
They have almost 40 players, right?
It's 38 players. 38 players.
Yeah,
38 players. 38 players registered to be able to play in the league, and you don't call anyone else up. What the fuck's wrong with you?
But
you got what you deserve.
Prior to this interview that he said, "Oh, you should replay the game." He said exactly what you're just saying. We have 38 professional players. Yep. If they're good enough to be inscritos na nossa liga, then they're good enough to play at any called moment. So now he's basically somebody must have said something to him. Hey, dude, try your best to get this game replayed. And now he's going back on everything. But what he had said before is on tape. So you can go back and say exactly the opposite of what he's saying now. He said it before, which makes no sense.
He's just trying to cover his own face now.
Paul, you as like a Spartan fan, would you want us? I mean, obviously you probably want us to play the game again, but would you think that would be fair?
I don't think it's fair that it got played or to play it again. I think it's just over now. Like, and it's obviously not on Benfica. This guy, I think BSAD should be relegated to the second division or something, because this guy, like, he just ruined essentially the whole league, because you guys got 7 free goals essentially, right? So all the stats are fucked. Regardless, you guys probably would have scored 500 because Belenenses sucks this year anyway. But that game, they're going to count it as a 7-0. Even if you start over, you'll probably get more goals because Belenenses does suck. They're terrible. But I don't think it should be replayed. I don't think it should start from the 48th minute. I think it just end the way it is, and BSAD should like forfeit the season because it's what they did is stupid, and it basically ruined the league.
You only beat them 2-0 at home, so they're not that bad.
No, but they are that bad. If you watch that game, it could have been like 7 easily.
Yeah, just saying 2-0.
Biggie, what do you have to say about this?
9
Biggie?
or 8 anyway, so it's fine.
Biggie, what do you have to say about this?
You wake up guy.
I blame the Belenenses president. He lied on TV. He said
Multiple times.
Players. Said a player was in Africa when he was at his house. He's getting everybody sick.
Wait. Can you elaborate a little bit on the player being in Africa? That lie. I heard you guys talk about this, but I never I officially heard.
The president went on TV twice. He did the live interview, left, and came back 10 seconds later, and redid it again. He's like, "Oh, he's not even in Portugal. He's stuck in Africa. Can't get into the country.
South
He's
Africa.
been in the country for like 2 weeks."
Yeah, they have two players.
He had played over the weekend too, right?
They have two players, Sitol and Kafufet. They both play for South Africa. They were both in the game against Ghana 2.5 weeks ago. And then Kafufet returned, I think it was the 14th or the 17th. The game was on the 14th. He returned on the 17th. And now there's a rumor that Sitol didn't return, which is odd to me that they were both in the same game, the same country, and they both play for the same team, and one came and the other didn't. But the thing that's ridiculous is, so leading up to it, and this is where he starts to like contradict himself, is he said that at 1913, which was just over an hour before the game kicked off, or was supposed to kick off, that he was notified that they only had 9 players. And at that time, the DGS had allowed 3 more players to be able to play because they were supposed to be in isolation. But then DGS decided that they were okay to play because they tested negative. So when he made the comments at lunchtime to say, "I'm not postponing, I'm not even thinking about it," at that point, if he didn't have those 3 players that the DGS released at 1913, he essentially had 6 players at that time. Right? So for him to come out and say, "I'm not going to postpone, I don't want to think about it," knowing that at that time, if the case is true, he had 6 players, and then an hour before kickoff, DGS releases 3 more, which makes 9, right? Out of 38 players, 9, where's the other 29, right? Yes, I think there was rumor of like 10 or 13 COVID cases, right? 9, 13, 22, right? There's still another 16, right? Like, how the hell do you only field 9 players? That's the thing that I'm confused about. And they could have called up U23 players, and there were some players that played on Saturday that aren't part of the first team, and a few of them are part of the U23, maybe like 4 or 5 of them. But again, how the hell did you not call it more? And then there's a rumor that there were 3 others that could have played that the DGS said could play, and Belenenses said no, stay home. So there's just so many contradicting situations here. And Paul, I'm going to ask you this one, and then open it up to any commentary that you guys want. Is with what's happening here, right? And I don't know if you guys noticed, but there was a lot of articles that I saw on social media from non-Portuguese outlets talking about the shit show that this was. For a country, a small country that, again, we're trying to climb this totem pole of trying to be one of the top leagues. And then you have a situation like this happen. Like, how are you able to sell and market our league outside of our country when you have situations like this? Like, could you see this happening in England, in France? Like, it seems like absolutely amateur hour.
It makes us look like a joke, and it is the league's fault. They could easily have stepped in because they see what's going on too. And it's definitely hard to come back from that. Like, we say how like it's the top 3 and Portugal's not that strong, but like things like this make us look even weaker than we even are. Like, I think everywhere is going to think as Portugal League as a joke now, at least for this season. I mean, I'm sure eventually it'll get like swept under the rug or whatever. People will forget about it. But as far as people that actually watch the league, they definitely lost some validity. Like the league sucks now to a lot of people, I bet, because it's a joke.
It's crazy to me that like no one wanted to make the call. Like, the league was like, no, we'll let the health officials make the call. And the health officials were like, no, you guys can make the call. And then Belenenses was like, no, the league can make the call. Like,
But like, what's
someone just
what's DGS have to do with making a call to stop a game? I understand they can't play if there's somebody's with COVID, right? Then their job is to test
Right.
Okay, there's no COVID cases. The guys are good to play. The league has to step in and say, this makes no sense to play with 9 players, like with no subs. Like the league should be the one stepping in. I think DGS, their job is to declare players fit to play, right? And say the guys that are they're healthy. They're not. You have 9 guys that can play. Now, what's they have to do with the football, with the soccer side of the business? That should be the league stepping in my view.
Yeah, and it's so the DJS, they have a protocol with the league as it relates to the COVID cases, but essentially what their task is, and they came out and had a press release after the game. I think it was the day after, right? The health authorities aren't there to postpone games, right? The health authorities are there to give an opinion on, okay, there's a lot of cases. We think there's a health issue here. Here's our recommendation, right? But the DJS isn't going to be the ones to say, you only got 9 players. There's COVID cases. Fuck it. Go home.
Right. Exactly what I meant. Yeah, exactly.
I don't get how a team cannot have enough players to field the starting 11, and the league's like, you know what, just give it a shot. Like, it's stupid. I wouldn't
give it your best, guys.
I feel like at the bubble they would like tell you, you know what, you guys might want to like, you know, hang up your boots for today. Just call it a loss or whatever. And these guys come in there and literally look like idiots, getting spanked 7-0, then come out at half, kick the ball down the field, and sit down.
With like, 2 less players. They came out with 2 less players on top of that.
Did they explain why those players didn't come out, those 2 extra ones?
They're probably pissed.
They don't have to explain, right? Like, it was obviously what
they just said they were injured.
They obviously knew. You obviously knew what they were looking to do, right? No. We go out there with another 45 minutes. We're gonna get fucking plastered, right? I mean, bad enough. You go in with 9 players. You got a field player playing the field, a goalie playing the field, and you score an own goal 30 seconds in. Like, talk about a kick in the nuts. It doesn't get any worse.
That goalie was playing midfield, right?
He was. I mean, everyone was basically playing defense. I don't think they had a formation.
Like, park the bus.
Basically, but the bus had no wheels or windows. Maybe Oli might have been driving that bus.
Do you guys remember when we had to play like down a guy for Lusitanos and Biggie play striker?
Yeah, I got you. It reminded me of a red card.
With like 4 guys hung over.
You actually shot the PK too.
No, I didn't. You guys don't let me shoot it.
I'm gonna ask Biggie this because he seems a little bit timid to jump in the conversation. So I'm gonna ask this directly. What do you think of the commentary that people have kind of surfaced over the course of the last couple of days, where they say Benfica should have played with 9 players? Benfica shouldn't have shot after they scored 2 goals. Like,
I would have played like it was 11 on V11. I don't care.
I agree.
Show up or forfeit.
I agree.
I still blame the bonus president for everything, and the league. The league dropped the ball too.
I really think, like, obviously, no, you don't tell a team after because of the opponent is down a few guys. Oh, you guys feel bad. It's not. This is not a scrimmage. It's not like they're practicing outside and like, hey, let's play even numbers, 7-on-7. No, this is a professional league. If the league didn't step in and stop this from happening, what's Benfica have to do? They have to play their game. They're a professional team. 11 guys go in, shoot. You have to get your stats up right now. Darwin even scored 3 goals. Now guess what? Now he's one of the leading goal scorers in the league. Now Oscar has to shut his mouth. Talk shit about Darwin.
Yes.
Anyone else have an opinion on that?
Hey, honestly, the only thing is just going to help his price at the end of the year with the interest that he has guaranteed. All those goals he's scoring.
Yeah,
I mean,
straight cash.
I think we chatted about it in our group. Like, the second the game kicked off with Belenenses only having 9, everyone knew the blame.
He didn't play, you asshole.
He did.
He played a minute.
Like 30 seconds. Like 30 seconds because he sucks. Yeah. He didn't touch the ball all half. Second half, he didn't touch it.
Phil, continue.
The second Belenenses kicked off with 9 guys, you knew like everyone was going to be blaming Benfica for playing the game against a team that only had 9. Like, no matter what Benfica did there, they were going to get the blame for it, which is fucking stupid because they have a full squad. Like, it wasn't their fault that the league didn't cancel the game or that Belenenses didn't call up the 22 other players they had registered in the league.
Paul, what were you going to say?
I was going to say that I agree that I would take the full squad as well. You're not going to like make special rules because they're idiots, right? So I was going to say, so I agree with Oscar.
I was also going to say, how often did we play, on our Sunday league, and we showed up with less players, or there was teams that showed up with less players, and we weren't like, oh, we feel bad. Let's
No, we tried to rush the game to start before the other guy showed up.
Yeah,
let's start.
We even went to the extent of, at a home game at the high school, we played with 12 players for about 15 minutes, and the ref didn't notice, and we went up a goal, and then we realized
we saw two guys out.
Shit, we got 20 guys on the field.
Two guys came out, one in.
We always had like 2 or 3 guys that were hungover, so it like equaled 1.
Oh yeah, equaled
so
out. For those like 20 minutes in the game, we were like, damn, we're dominating this game.
We even had a game at home. The other team did the same thing. Belenenses, they got to halftime.
Oh yeah, they did.
And they kicked the balls like we forfeit.
They did.
It's a hell of a game. Oscar must have been pumped. He's like, hell yeah, finish Keegan.
I even scored a Trivela one time playing against 7 players.
What do you think? How do you think this impacts in terms of like the fans? Right, I think a lot of times it's overlooked. Right, basically went the whole day. Fans traveling from all over the country to this game, not knowing, is there going to be a game? Is there not going to be a game? Some people paid 15, 20, 25 euros to get in the game. The stadium wasn't full by a long shot. I think there was like 5,000 fans. A lot of them didn't get into the game until, 10 minutes in because there was some chaos, letting people in. So not only did you drive to go to this game, and I say game loosely because it wasn't really a game, you drove to get there, you paid 15 to 30 euros to get in.
And COVID test. You got in late. And by the time you got in, it was like 3-0 already. And then you sit in your seat and you're like, oh, sick. It's 11 versus 9.
Wasn't it raining?
No, it wasn't raining.
It was just cold.
Cold. Yeah. Like, how bad is that for the players or for the fans? And rightfully so. There's a lot of fans that are not happy about the outcome of that. But then there's also on the other side saying that one of the drivers for the game not being postponed was because BSAD didn't want to lose that money from the tickets and didn't want to lose the money from the TV rights, right? So like
they should have to reimburse all the fans that were in the stadium.
Good luck with that. And then on top of that, you have the president who puts on a soap opera at halftime, goes out crying, and then comes out, after the game, he comes out complaining and like knocking on the table and stuff, which I thought was interesting. Let me see something.
Wait! That guy that was the mask crying at halftime, walking out. That's the president.
Yeah.
I didn't even. I thought it was like somebody from the sound, but not the president.
I was telling Mikey before the halftime. He goes, "They're probably gonna come out second half, take a knee and forfeit," and they did exactly.
He did say that to me.
Take a knee, Biggie. This is an American football.
Well, the guy fell on the floor.
He did. He sat down. The halftime was like 30 minutes,
Dude,
so it was longer than normal.
They're probably trying to convince the other guys to come back out.
Well, the ref had to go onto the Baldinaris
and
talk to them. And guaranteed, they told them we're gonna forfeit. That probably the ref didn't show up kick the ball out and go down. Guarantee the ref told them what to do.
He called it right away.
The thing is that last year all the clubs agreed together to play with a minimum number of players that I think, if I'm not mistaken, is 9. It's actually 7, but yes, you're right.
Yeah,
they agreed. So the problem is the league, and the second place was the BSAD president. Why to create all the show? Why I didn't ask the post-match game at the beginning? Oh, postpone the game at the beginning. I agree.
It makes no sense.
The club, the league is the clubs, right? And essentially some have more power than others. And I don't know if there's a thing there where the league doesn't have enough power to be able to make these decisions, but these are ad hoc situations and extraneous circumstances that the league should have the capability to make these decisions. So I don't know what the case is there, but there's a lot of questions that need to be asked. And then the match report came out and said that the delegate from the league that was at the game asked Benfica and BSAD representatives if everything was okay to proceed with the game, and there was no concerns. And then BSAD president came on Sam TV on Monday saying that that's a lie, right? So like, who's lying here? Is it this guy? Is it the league? Like, there's so many questions.
My only question is, obviously Benfica, Porto, and Sporting have a lot of power in Portugal, right? The Sporting not so much.
You already said it, pal.
But like let's take like, just for instance, what if it was Guimarães against Boa Vista or Guimarães against Belenenses? Would the game get postponed? Would it get to where we are right now? Probably the league would have stepped in and said this game needs to be postponed because of Benfica, because it's a Sporting or Porto playing, and they have more power. They probably like, hey, we can't do nothing about this, or else we're gonna have the backlash. Maybe, I don't know.
I don't disagree, Paul. I'm gonna ask you: would you put Sporting in this situation, remove Benfica? Would you be upset that Sporting fielded an 11 against 9, and would you just be upset in the situation as a whole?
No, I wouldn't be upset that we fielded a team. This has, to me, Benfica has nothing to do with this. It's all on BSAD. And I would expect Sporting and Porto to do the exact same thing Benfica did. The only thing, like, with it being Benfica, right, it's just much higher level and much more like more people watching. Not controversial, visible. Like
visible.
Yeah, like a lot more visibility on it. So people are seeing that, and it makes it like, it's almost like social media makes things massive. It being Benfica makes it so much bigger. Like, if your point, if this was a Guimarães Boa Vista,
was Sporting Belenenses, nobody would have known.
Yeah, okay, but it would have been something that happened, and then probably like in like one article, and then it would have been gone. But because it was like one of the big teams, it's everywhere, and rightfully so. It is embarrassing, and getting that exposure, like, we're trying to make Portugal seem like this big league, like we're doing well in Champions League, or trying to like get Portugal this visibility of being like a country that's good at soccer, and then this shit happens and it like brings us like 10 steps backwards.
I agree. Anyone else have anything to add to this debacle?
New conspiracy theory here. The Belenenses president did it knowing all this shit would go down and Benfica would be dragged through the mud for being like fielding the team and all that.
Guaranteed.
Oh
yeah, but I don't think Benfica is getting dragged. It's only you know who's dragging Benfica into the mud is Porto Delegados or media experts.
Who do you think's in the Belenenses president's ear?
I mean, who do you think the president is?
Golden Dragon.
Exactly. I don't think like anybody even cares that Benfica showed up and played. I don't think that's the issue. The issue is our rivals, which is the top level guys that go on social media and put all these freaking conspiracy theories, which probably I would do too, but they do it all the time.
You definitely do.
And then they get people to comment and talk shit. But it's mostly these guys.
And aside from media, right? What did Benfica lose in this? Like, aside from media, Benfica gained 7 free goals. Darwin got 3 more goals to be like. It's Benfica won here. I think. Who cares what the media says?
I agree, but like, there's so much attention on them that it's just like, it's ridiculous. I agree. It's more annoying than anything else, right? I don't think it creates any frustrations for them. I think it's just more of an annoyance than anything else. Biggie, how's that chewy tasting? Good?
Oh, my God. Dude, João Miguel, I'm not going to lie, João Miguel has been on point today on his comments.
I missed the comment because I was talking. I want to go read it now.
João Miguel said, Biggie looks like he's about to go to sleep. Make a donation button where it triggers someone to throw a chewy in his mouth. Power him up.
Oh, man.
Well, we'll see what comes of it. BSAD's asking for a replay.
Not a chance.
Other teams have asked for replays. I know Sporting had mentioned it in their comunicado. Porto has mentioned it. The BSAD players have posted this image on social media saying, pela verdade esportiva, they should have the rematch. I wouldn't be surprised if somehow, some way, the league makes us replay the game. But I also hope that Benfica is in a good mindset to be able to push back and say, listen, like, we followed the rules, we showed up, we played. It's not our fault.
Belenenses had every chance in the world to.
I think I think for the league, it's more embarrassing if Benfica showed up and said, "Hey, 3 guys go to the bench because let's play a 9-on-9 to be fair." Like that would be like, what is this, a scrimmage or is this a professional league? Like I think it would have been more embarrassing if Benfica pulled that shit.
The only thing I would say is I feel like everyone that game should be done with, but everyone that went to the game as fans, they should all be reimbursed. And if that was what the president wanted, he should take that as a punishment, so he takes that money away from him.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if he did that.
I mean, I doubt any of that shit's gonna happen, but that's what should
doesn't
happen.
have money.
That's true. That's a true statement. Biggie coming in hot with the facts.
Dude, they're right next. Hey, they're right next to the ocean. They can go. They can become fishermen.
Dude, they don't even have their stadium anymore. It became condos. Their old stadium.
Yeah, they don't have. They
play in Jamora now, right?
Yeah. That's like playing at Milford Town Park.
The field actually looked nice this time around. Normally, it's a shit show.
Well, isn't Jamor we hold the Taça de Portugal, the final?
Yeah. Have you seen the games there in the last couple of years? I mean, when Sporting played there last year, I don't know if you remember, Paul. It was legit like it looked like a Lameiro, like just where you throw the cows. Like it was a mess.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's an improvement. The field looked good. All right, moving on. Big match Friday. Benfica Sporting. Sporting is currently second, tied for first with 32 points. Benfica is third with 31. We're 1 point back. Sporting's got 10 wins, 2 draws, 0 losses. Benfica has 10 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss. It'll be the best defense in the league with 4 goals conceded against now the best offense in the league with our with our touchdown on Saturday, with 34 goals scored. It's a match that will not have the presence of Palhinha due to a hamstring injury that he picked up at the weekend. And most recently, Coates is out because of COVID. Paul, I'm going to start with you here. What are you thinking for this game in terms of how you think it's going to play out? And then how do you think it's going to impact with the absence of Palhinha and Coates?
Start with excuses.
Well, it's not an excuse. It's obviously not the best defense in the league because we're missing the best defender. So I'm going to start with the absence first, and then I'll talk to you about the game. So when Palhinha was out, right? I wasn't super worried because we got Ugarte now, and he actually didn't start the game. We won 1-0 with the whole yellow card theory, conspiracy theory. And he didn't start that game either. And I think that we would be fine without him. But missing Coates is a massive hole in the back line. When Sporting doesn't have Coates, they don't know how to defend with 3 guys. I feel like there's always holes, easy to get around. They don't hold like that, the back line. Because if you watch Sporting, the reason why we concede so little goals because every time there's like a through ball, there's an offside. I don't know if you can find that stat, but I guarantee we have the most offsides called because they're just very good with Coates on there, and him not being there, it's probably going to be Inácio that's going to be in the middle, and I don't know if they're going to use Neto and Fidal, but regardless, it's going to be very different. A perfect example, and I know that it's like, but the Ajax game, Coates wasn't there, and we got smashed 5-1, and that was by far our worst game that we played. But so yeah, the absence is huge. I do think that Palhinha is also a big deal, but I think he's going to throw in Ugarte there. He could throw in Daniel Bragança, but I think he's going to do Ugarte and Mateus Nunes in the midfield. And I think it's going to be the game. I don't know how it's going to play out. I think it's going to be a slow start, and then I'm going with a tie. I think it's going to be just like kind of feeling each other out.
Dude, you're getting ahead of yourself. Relax on the prediction.
Benfica needs to win for sure because it's at home against a weaker Sporting, so they're probably going to come out swinging, and we're going to be defending a lot.
Stop, dude.
Number 4, lack of skills.
He's setting it all up. He's saying, I'm saying Benfica should win because they're playing a weaker Sporting. That way, if Benfica wins, see, I told you guys. If Benfica loses, weaker Sporting beat you guys. We're so much better.
Hold on.
If you guys are scared, so you're scared
Hank,
of
you're muted,
Coates and Ugarte?
What?
With the Coates and Palhinha, you're still scared of them?
When we played you guys last year, when we just had like 5 guys come back from COVID, like legit, the day before we played you guys. I mean, none of those guys started. Seth didn't start. Palhinha didn't start when they were on hot, right? And we didn't fucking say this to you guys. We said, like, you know what Jesus said at the time, and I don't like Jesus. Não temos João, jogou bem, eu sei. That's what he said.
You guys brought up COVID every single podcast last year.
Yeah, COVID because we got hit hard. But we got hit. Like 15 players got hurt.
So we're missing our best defender and our defensive midi.
You're talking like
to say that it's going to be
you should just say, you know what, Quata's not there. Neto's going to play in that position. Porter's going to go to the right, and we'll be fine. I expect Sparta to say they're champions.
That's not how it works, though, because when he's not there.
So the way you're talking is how I used to talk 5 years ago when Aymara's not playing, so Benfica sucks now.
Dude, you listen to yourself on the podcast because
you're the champion, man. Step up. You're the champion.
That's why you have 25 players.
Hold on.
25 players.
Biggie, can we please see your list?
Yeah, can you bring the list?
Let's see.
Biggie, can you go over your list?
We might have. Yeah, can you present your list to us?
I knew they were gonna bring up COVID. No Coates. Palhinha.
There it is.
Real tired from Champions League.
Hold on, before you go to the next one, that says still tried from Champions League.
Oh, fuck.
Zoom in.
And lack of skills.
Oh,
lack of skills.
First of all, the Champions League thing, we're actually in better shape because our game against Ajax means absolutely nothing. Where you guys still have to win.
Yeah, so you guys are in perfect shape.
Yeah, that would never be an excuse because that game we can feel whatever we want. And it's not saying, dude, you guys have to realize when you're missing your captain and best defender, it's not an excuse. It's a fact. You don't play as good.
Captain and best defender. So
Quates is the heart of that defense.
Right,
so
Quates, not Palhinha has nothing to do with that.
No, I'm saying our defense when he's not there. If you guys ever watch Sporting, it is.
I agree.
Very different, and that's not an excuse. It's a fact. And I'm not saying that we're going to lose the game. It's just that we're not going to be as good.
Paul, it's just like us missing out the many at this point. Today, that's just like us missing out the many.
That's not an excuse. It's just saying we're not going to be as good.
But we've missed out the many this season already. And guess what? Vertonghen played there, and we didn't make excuses like, oh, we're so much weaker now that we don't have out the many.
Excuse. I'm saying that our defense is not as good when he's not there. I'm not.
But you're already saying. That's what you're saying. Like now, you guys are playing a weaker Sporting. Like. If your coach says that to his players, he's a dumbass. And I guarantee he's not saying that to his players.
I'm not a coach. No. I'm a fan.
Yeah, but you're talking to your players right now. They're watching you.
I don't give a shit. Hopefully, I'm
Oscar. This is you. This is you.
Oh, you still have two other players that aren't playing either.
And I kind of agree with Paul. We're not going to play. I mean, obviously, if you miss Coates in Palhinha, I'm going to say his name like the way everyone else says it. I think we're obviously not going to play the Sporting of the tough Sporting team or the.
Of course, I get that.
Stronger. I think that's all Paul's trying to say. I don't think he's making an excuse because we'll find out what he says for his prediction. I just already gave it away.
I just wanted more confidence from him being a champion.
Hold on. So kind of flip it. Imagine we lose Weigl and we lose Otamendi for this game. Would you?
If I'm a champion,
what would you say? Would you be worried? You wouldn't say that.
Listen. Of course, we're weaker. We're without our best players. 100%. I said the same thing about Sporting last year when we beat them 4-3. I said when they were missing João Mari, when what did they also miss in the midfield that was that completely changed? Mourinho put this midfield that was a second lineup.
It was Palhinha and João Mari. They were gone.
Right. Palhinha and João Mari missed that game. And I said it, this is our best chance to be in Sporting because they're missing that midfield. The motor was missing. So I get what Paul is saying. I'm rounding him up. That's all.
Yeah, that's what I figured. I'm going to come back to you, Paul, to get your 11, and then I want to do an exercise with you guys. Not physical exercise, but a mental exercise. Biggie, what are you thinking for this game? Now that you got your excuses in the background, how are you feeling about this game?
I'm thinking I'm not going to give my score.
Don't give your prediction yet.
Don't give the prediction yet.
I think Benfica has a great chance of coming out of here with a win and a shutout.
Ooh.
They're not missing their forwards, bro.
Yeah.
That's a bold prediction right there.
I believe in Otamendi and our center backs. It's just our midfield.
What are you worried about our midfield? You don't think João and Weigl?
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure Sporting scored every game except Porto this year.
Yeah, but you're not the best offense in the league, are you?
Yeah, I'm okay with 1-0 wins, though, as long as there wins.
Hey, 3 points is 3 points, right?
Yeah.
True.
7-0 against Belenenses. That's 3 points.
Awesome.
I wish it was 7. Now,
Awesome.
I think we have a good chance of coming. I mean, we got tested today. There's all negatives again, or I know they were getting tested today.
They did. Yeah, they got tested, but they haven't come. They'll probably get the results overnight for our time. But
Yeah, so let's knock on wood because we're not in the clear yet. So we're here talking about Coates and all that, and watch it be something tomorrow that disappoints us. But with what we know today, which is we have a full squad, and Sporting is missing Coates and Palhinha for this game. I'm shocked that Sporting is not trying to postpone this game, but But I think this is our best
half day before Champions League.
This is a good chance for us to get the lead of the Campeonato. I don't know how. Well, obviously Porto's still there, but if we get these 2 points on ahead of Sporting, it just because Sporting is on an 11-game winning streak. And they've beat some tough games. Dortmund is one of them. They Besiktas. They have.
Feel confident, Oscar. Feel confident.
No, I'm just like Paul is saying, reversing it. I'm reversing it, saying if we don't win this game, Sporting is actually an 11-game winning streak. But we should be beating Sporting at home, missing Palhinha and Coates on the lineup.
Okay.
Hey, Joe, good point. Where's that?
Could it be the
Oscar?
cliff?
We need
Could this be the cliff?
We need the fucking cliff, bro.
I'm not, dude. 11-game winning streak. Fuck. I wish the cliff has been fucking going up and up and up and up and up.
It's a tough month.
But when it falls, dude, no parachute's gonna hold you. You need freaking oxygen masks.
You guys have a pretty tough month ahead of you.
Dude, you're like in the clouds, dude, right now.
No shit.
Like no airplanes with oxygen masks. You need to fucking have a roof on your face.
I don't foresee a cliff.
Yeah, you'll see.
Jay, Bill, how you feeling?
I mean, me personally, I knowing that about those 2 absences from Sporting, I'm a little bit more confident, to be honest. Hopefully that we go there with the team that we have. Everyone seems to be. I don't think we have any injuries or card situations, do we?
Benfica, the only people that are missing for sure are Rodrigo Pinho and Lucas Verissimo.
So I mean.
Hey, Paul, Lucas Verissimo is comparable to Coates. He was a stud.
No, I mean, but I think that overall, I think we should be able. I think it's gonna be a good game regardless. It kind of sucks it's on a Friday. I mean, I always hate these types of games should be Saturday primetime or Sunday primetime or like just because like it's. I know.
Well, they have Champions League. That's
I understand that,
Yep.
but it just sucks because like this is a big game.
I agree.
But I mean, that's just my opinion. I think it's gonna be a great game overall. To be honest, though.
Billy, you feeling confident? You pessimistic here?
No, I mean, going into it before we even knew about being missing and Coates being out, I had all the confidence of Benfica going in and being able to get a good result. I think this season so far, every game we've marked on our calendar that said like this is a big one, Benfica has been able to get a pretty good result. I mean, except for those Bayern games, and not many teams are going to get good results against Bayern. I think Benfica, when they've played these big games that we've said like this could be like one of those victories or a good result that you hang your hat on at the end of the season, they've come out and played well and gotten a good result. And I think this is another one. I think to start the season, you always highlight the games against Sporting and Porto, and I think if we get a good result after this on Friday, I think this could be one of those victories you look back on and kind of hang your hat on and say this kind of propelled us to where we ended.
Paul, do you think, in comparison to last year, do you think this Sporting team is? So I'm going to ask Paul the question, and then you guys feel free to add your comments and your opinions on this, and then I'll reverse it. Do you think this Sporting team, based on last year, is the same, better, or worse? And just to note here, Sarabia came in, Ugarte came in, Isgalho came in, Ruben Vinagre came in, who's not going to play this weekend, and Mateus Reis, who was already there, but he came on a free transfer. And then departures, Nuno Mendes left, Rosier left because he was on loan, Gonzalo Plata left, Eduardo Quaresma went to Tondela on loan, and Sporad, who was already gone halfway through the season.
Don't forget our boy.
Who?
João Mario.
Oh, João Mario. So do you think they're the same? Do you think they're better, and why? Do you think they're worse, and why?
Who's
So-
starting?
Paul.
Sporting.
So I
Then
think
you guys go.
Sporting overall is better because we added a lot of depth this year. So we essentially added a second, not a second starter, but a good backup for every position, except the only thing that I wish we added was another center back because we really only have 4. We use like Mateus Reis and Isgaio there, but I wish we had another center back because we play with a back 3. One gets hurt, we're screwed, and another striker because I think Palhinha sucks. But I do think overall we added a lot of depth, so I think we're better this year. If the Sporting from last year had the same like Champions League games and all these games, I don't think they could have withstood all of it. Where now we have enough guys where we can play. Like a perfect example is like if our midfield, like Palhinha and Mateus Nunes gets hurt, I think Daniel Bragança and Ugarte are good enough to play there against like weaker teams or even like decent teams. So I think we have good depth, which makes us better overall.
Now I'll open it up to you guys. I'm not going to call your names. Just jump in. Do you think they're better or worse?
I think honestly they lost some crucial players. Nuno Mendes was crucial. It was very, very good for Sporting last year. João Mari was one of the motors. Was probably one of the best midfielders along with Palhinha. So they lost 2 massive guys. But I also think guys that were there not playing as much last year are stepping up this year. Pot is on a freaking tear. Like he was already our leading goal scorer last year, but this year he looked like he went 3 steps up. So he scores from every shot that he takes. It's unbelievable how this guy is doing it. And then we have other players like Coates became like this monster in the back. And we still remember years back that guy used to like give goals away for fun. Like it's what he's doing now is not realistic of what he used to be before. So and I think this has to do with the coaching. Ruben Amorim has installed this confidence in this team that overall, even the players that like they were nothings or they were not playing to their potential are now shining. And I think I agree with Paul. They might be a better team this year.
Anyone else have an opinion?
No, I agree with what Paul and Oscar said. I think they lost a few key pieces from last year, but I think it's Ruben's second year there, so like he still has the core of the team in place, and they've added a few good players. And I think this year they probably are a stronger squad overall. I think last year they might have had a stronger starting 11, but as Paul mentioned, like if last year if they lost a few of those guys, they were fucked. Whereas this year they have some depth where they can kind of fill in those holes.
Okay. Jay, Biggie?
Honestly, I just think that they're pretty much the same team. I know they lost players, but they kind of gained some players relatively with the same skill. I think they're pretty much the same.
Biggie, what do you think?
Yeah, same thing. This year they got a little bit better with their bench experience. So to me, they're still the same team as last year.
And let's not forget, like Tomas, that Tiago Tomas kid, last year he played a lot, but he was a little kid. He had no experience. This year he's on his second year playing for the main squad, so he's already like he's leaving that rookie stage to becoming a regular, right? Porro is Porro. Last year he played phenomenal. This year he's there, so it's another year under his belt. So you have a lot of these players that weren't like. Last year was their first year on the Ruben Amorim, and now they're basically everything is clicking with the team. So it's frightening to if they keep the team together. And Sporting being Sporting and needing money and being so little in the league, so they probably will leave. Half these guys will leave. Yeah, Champions League saved you, but it's all right.
Kenny asked, points wise, are they worse? 12 games into last season, Sporting had the exact same record: 10 wins, 2 draws. They beat,
how were we last year at this time?
Let me check. But so Sporting beat
exactly the same.
Beat Portimonense, tied Porto, beat Santa Clara, beat Gil, beat Tondela, beat Vitória Guimarães, beat Moreirense, tied Famalicão, beat Ferenc, and beat BSAD, and beat Braga.
But let's not. And he already beat Braga this year, and they tied Porto this year, identical, right? But let's not forget the teams in the middle, which is Dortmund, Besiktas, and Ajax.
Yeah, that's it.
They didn't have to. They didn't have to play.
We weren't in the Euro or Champions League last year.
Yeah, so there's games in between. They're top games. They were not there last year, so that's why I think this year they're better, because not only are they playing the Champions League and actually performing in Champions League, beating Dortmund 3-1. Was it 3-1? Yep. It's not everybody. I know they're missing. They had the excuse of missing Haaland, right? Like Sporting has missing Quats now, but
Benfica last year after 12 games had 1 draw, 2 losses, and 9 wins. So this year we are.
You have 1 less loss.
We have 10 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss. So we have 1 more win. And 1 less loss. Last year we started off 5-0. Famalicão, Moreirense, Farense, Rio Ave, BSAD. Then we lost to Boa Vista, lost to Braga, beat Marítimo, Passos, Gil Vicente, Portimonense, tied Santa Clara in that game that was postponed because it was a swimming pool. So Sporting is equal in terms of this point last year, but like Paul says, they didn't have as many matches under their belt. And for Benfica, we are better off by 2 points or so, 3 points. I'm going to start with Jay here, and I'm going to ask you. I'll open it up to the Benfica crowd here, and then I'm going to do it with Paul. I want to give, who do we think is our strongest 11 here, and then we'll do Sporting's, and then we'll decide if anyone thinks anyone could replace the other. So try to build the strongest 11 between the two sides. So Jay, I'm going to start with you. Who do you think would be in the back, and then we'll see if everyone agrees.
So you want me to say Benfica's or between both?
Benfica's.
Vlaco.
Okay, and then the three defenders.
I would go Otamendi, Vertonghen, and Morato.
Okay, so then you're moving Otamendi to the right.
Huh?
So you're going to move Otamendi to the right. Vertonghen's going to play central. Morato's going to play left.
Sure.
Because that's how JJ does. Oscar, Bill, Biggie, do you guys agree with that?
No.
I think in a game like this, like in Barca, he plays Ruben.
Almeida.
That's his fucking name. Andre Almeida.
That's why I think Otamendi stays in the middle, Andre Almeida to the right, and Vertonghen on the left. That's a 3-back for me.
Yep.
Bill, you agree? Okay. Yep. Biggie, do you agree?
I agree with that too.
All right, we're going to go unanimous. So I'll put them there, and then we'll go Vertonghen. On the right, Gil or Lázaro?
Lázaro.
Biggie, Bill, Oscar?
I like Lázaro there on the right side.
Diogo's still hurt, yeah.
So yeah, I would go Lázaro.
Yeah, Lázaro. I think Lázaro impressed me.
Yeah,
right, so it's already unanimous. On the left, I think
Grimaldo.
without saying Grimaldo.
Yep.
Center mid, Biggie. Who do you want?
That's an obvious. Come on, Biggs.
Let's hear what he says. See if those chewies kick in. Who's your 2 center mids? You got to think this long?
Well,
you fell asleep
every game.
I'm not asleep. I'm awake. I like to use all I use.
Jesus.
I can tell you
right in the mid.
What'd you say?
The 2 center mids.
The 2 center mids, dude.
Are you asking or telling us?
I'm gonna play with Weigl and.
Say it.
Are you thinking?
Dude, João Mario. I'll say it.
João Mario.
Yeah, João Mario.
Yeah, you are sleeping. Did you take an edible before you got on this thing?
Take another sip of that Coke, Captain and Coke, which I think is milk.
I have my standing lamp right here.
You couldn't read your handwriting?
I think that one's unanimous.
Yeah.
And then so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
I would go Rafa, Everton, Darwin.
No, I would not.
But I know he's not going to do it. He's probably going to go Rafa, Darwin, Yaremchuk.
No, mine would be Rafa on the right, Seth in the middle, and then Darwin on the left. And
put Seth in there, missing open netters and shit.
Yeah, no, Seth is probably the guy that can score most goals against you guys.
Darwin starts this game.
Darwin starts, but I think he starts on the left side.
I agree.
I really think against Sporting, it's almost like I'm not going to compare Sporting to Barcelona, but Sporting is a team that likes to keep possession as well. So Everton just slows down the game too much, and I think we need to play in a way that would speed, counter attack, almost like fast balls up front. Counter attack.
I disagree. You're going to need Everton to attack these defenders. So
yeah, we did it against
Barcelona, and I think Everton and Rafa are going to be those two guys for us. I mean, that's just. Hey,
I agree.
That's
Yeah.
I think it's
so.
it's
What's the lineup? Because like everyone kind
Hold
of.
on, I wrote them down. So
I know Rafa's
Rafa's
definitely
an absolute.
yeah.
And then the middle and the left are still up for grabs. So there was Darwin, there was Seth. Bill, what do you think?
I say Darwin and Seth. Seth down the middle, Darwin on the left.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, so that's 2 for that. I think it's going to be Darwin and Everton. So Biggie's the tiebreaker. Oh, so Biggie breaks the tie.
Zeph is coming in off the bench.
Zeph.
Are you guys not taking into consideration you have to play Dinamo like midweek?
I'm not worried about
Dude,
it.
you play one game at a time, dude.
I think we focus on this game
right now. This game is a lot more important right now.
The thing is, with this game, I really don't know what Jesus is going to do. I think for the top 3, Rafa's the only one guaranteed. And I think Jesus can put Yaremchuk, like 100% put in Yaremchuk, just because that's
I wouldn't even consider Seth starting in this game, to be honest with you. Like, if you said Darwin and Yaremchuk, I can see that, but I can't. No way. Not after that disaster. Jesus legit said it in the conference. It was the worst miss he's ever seen in his entire life, in his 30 years of coaching. Like,
dude,
he has no confidence.
He started him against the next game.
Yeah, because he has 11. Like, there's 9 players. Peasy couldn't get on it, but Seth did. Like,
no,
but he knew he was gonna. He said he was gonna start him the day before in his press conference.
Yeah,
but I think that was because of he had that miss. Let's give him an opportunity, an injection of confidence, right? Like, I know you.
And he scored, right? Even though he's in 7 or 8, 9.
Yeah. He scored the penalty and then scored the right-footed shot. But
I think he gives him another boost of confidence against this game. And Seth has played good against Porto and Sporting. It's not like
Seth comes off the bench in this game.
I agree. So
I'm surprised. I'm surprised Kenny's not writing over there. No, he should kill himself.
He's probably still typing. That's why. He hasn't so the vote was 3-2. Rafa, Darwin, Everton. Paul, what do you think is your starting 11?
Well, the goalies are Van.
Yep.
So the back 3 is Inacio will start in the middle for sure. He'll be the new Coates.
Really? Over Fedal?
Yeah, Fedal plays the left side. It'll be Inacio plays in the middle when Coates is gone.
Wait, I thought Mateus Reis played on the left.
No, that's like I'm saying the 3 center backs.
Okay, all right.
Inacio plays in the center. Yep. Then Fidal plays to the left, his left, and then the right one. It's either going to be Neto or Izgayu.
Pick one.
Yeah, you got to pick one.
I'm going to pick Neto because Neto actually played well against Tondela.
I hope he plays too because he's slow as fuck.
Yeah, that's going to be one of those two though. I could see him do Izgayu because they did just play what did we play Monday?
You played Sunday.
Sunday. All right, there's plenty of time. We'll see. It's going to be one of those two.
No, you got to pick one, dude. There's not.
I said Neto already.
Okay. Who's on the right?
Borro.
Okay, left.
I think he might do again Nuno Santos.
Really? That's who you're gonna pick?
Because he just played on Sunday.
Good. I just had 5 days.
I'm gonna go Nuno Santos.
Okay. Midfield.
It's gonna be Mateus Nunes and Ugarte.
There he is.
My lineup could be all fucked up too because it's another one of those that you don't know what he's gonna do.
That's fine. And then who's your front 3?
That won't change. It's gonna be Sarabia, Paulinho, Bolt.
Sarabia's on the right, or the left?
He's on the left.
Paul, who'd you say your midfield was?
So it's gonna be Mateus Nunes still, and then Ugarte is gonna take over Paulinho's spot. But I'm telling you, so. The other thing with the midfield is he could play Daniel Bragança and Ugarte because those are the two that play together normally. Like if he's resting the starters, those two play. And Bragança's been playing really well too when he does play. So, but I'm sticking with what I said.
Bragança's a good little player too.
Okay, so we got Audi, André Almeida, Otamendi, Vertonghen, Lázaro, Grimaldo, João Mário Weigl, Rafa, Darwin, Everton. For Sporting, we got Adan, Neto, Inácio, Fedal, Porro, Nuno Santos, Mateus Nunes, Ugarte, Pot, Paulinho, Sarabia. And now, let's see who the best one or who we think is better here to combine an 11. Best goalie, Audi or Adan?
I'm like, dude, it's tough. Adon is a massive.
Adon is good, but I think Oldie's better.
I think
In
that's
what
a
way?
wash.
Adon has saved Sporting so much. Like
I think that's a wash.
Oldie's done the same for Benfica.
You got to pick one, Tank. You got to pick one.
Honestly,
see
I
how
think they're the
Oldie's not
exact
taking
same
on.
thing. If you want me to pick one, I'm going to pick the Benfica one, Oldie.
I would take Adon. I think Adon's better overall.
Me too.
I think they're exactly the same.
Me too. I would
Bill,
take
who'd you
Adon,
say?
no question asked.
I said Oldie.
I take Adon.
Biggie, what do you think?
Biggie, you got to speak up, bro. You seriously look like you're sleeping.
No, I'm looking down. Looks like my eyes are closed. I'm looking at the camera. Seriously?
There you go.
So you're picking OD too, Biggie?
Yes.
Empatados. Wash.
Oh, it's a wash. All right, that's fine.
I would still think Adon takes it. I'm gonna be the ultimate super tiebreaker because I have the
that's
pen.
bullshit.
Yeah.
All right.
You guys are gonna win almost every spot.
Right back or right side of the back three. Neto or Andre Almeida.
I take Andre Almeida because Neto's just. I think he's slow and he's a good center back, but not to play as a 3-back.
I agree. I would take Andre Almeida over them. Yeah, I mean, I don't think they're either of them.
I don't think
are,
it's
great.
Yeah, they're
but
probably the weakest.
they're
They're
far
probably the
off.
weakest. They're probably the weakest spots on both defenses.
Probably.
I'm probably going to
Yeah.
pick Neto, to be honest.
Really?
And I think Andre Almeida's done.
No, shut up.
He's done.
Just for the sake of argument, I'm gonna take Neto too.
All right.
Oh, why don't you give us the one? I guarantee he's going to call
You guys are
Sporting.
gonna get plenty.
Bill, who do you think?
I don't think there's a huge difference between the two, so I'm just going to lean the Benfica. So I'll say I'll go with the Benfica guy. I don't think there's a huge difference.
I agree.
in
I agree with Oscar. I think this is probably the spot where both
Yeah.
teams lack. Biggie. Andre Almeida or Neto?
I don't know. I don't like him either, but maybe I'll choose Neto over.
Oh, look at this guy. Kenny
See,
says
Kenny
Andre
was-
Almeida's not safe back there anymore.
Exactly.
He agrees.
No.
So he probably would say Neto too.
He's junk.
All right. The middle of the back line.
Otamendi is
Oscar or
it's a
Otamendi?
This
no-brainer.
is
Otamendi. Yeah.
Defender of the year.
Left side of the back three, Vertonghen or Fedal?
I think Vertonghen.
For Tongan. Probably, yeah.
I like Fidel a lot. I would say
Well,
Fidel.
I think Fidal's a good defender.
But Vertonghen has been the one that impressed me the
but I
most
am-
this year.
I am going to go Vertonghen because Vertonghen's actually, I think he finally understands the league or how it's played. We barely make excuses about him because he doesn't make that many mistakes back there. So
Almost none.
I mean, I'll go Vertonghen.
Biggie.
Same thing. Ubelga.
Yeah,
All right.
Vertonghen will take this one. I'll probably be the only Fidel.
Right side. I think Porus takes it unanimously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Over. Yeah. Porto, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yep.
He's
I'll take him.
Nuno Santos or Gris?
I think we'd give it to
Gris.
Gris.
I think Gris probably would have took it over either one.
Okay.
You know, Gris can't defend for shit.
It's more Nuno Santos isn't a defender though, that's why. But I like
Yeah.
him over.
Neither is Grimaldo.
Yeah.
I mean, he is by trade, but defensively, he's not very good.
But the system he's playing now, he doesn't have to as much. So just as
Right.
much as Nuno Santos.
Center mids, Mateus Nunes, Ugarte, or João Mario and Weigl?
I want to give this. Paul, go first.
Dude, can you go one at a time?
Sure.
Well,
Mateus,
who would you
I'm going to go
compare to who?
defensive. So Weigl or Ugarte?
Paul, go first.
I would take Weigl.
Okay, that's unanimous.
I'll take Weigl.
Weigl.
Ugarte
Just
has
'cause they're-
If Palhinha was there, Palhinha would have taken it.
Yeah, I agree with Oscar. Yeah.
But yeah,
Palhinha was there.
yeah,
It's different.
and I agree with that too. In the next one, I'm going to go Mateus Nunes.
João Mario or Mateus Nunes?
Wait, over João Mario to Piquest.
I am.
So I like Mateus Nunes a lot, but I think João Mario in this system
Yeah.
is very good in the
João Mario is
I like the kid.
I like him too, Tank. I really do like him a lot.
I think the kid's real good.
I think skill wise, like he's definitely better than João Mario, but like João Mario just
and that's not a
smarter.
knock. And to be honest, Oscar, it's not a knock on João Mario because I think João Mario is a hell of a player too. Like, but
They're
we're
different
comparing-
players also.
Yeah, we're comparing two players, and I don't know. I think that kid's gonna be really good.
I think he is too. Mateus-
But it's almost like
We're comparing
it's almost-
right
it's almost-
now, though. That's the
Yeah,
problem.
Yeah,
it's
and
almost
to
like
be honest, he's
Nuno-
on the same. In my opinion, he's on the same level as João Mario.
I think he's going to be really good. I don't think he's on.
Yeah, João Mario's up here. He's going there.
It's not that far because think he jumped in there and we didn't really miss a beat in the midfield at all. Sporting's still strong when we're full when they're both in there. I think first of all, when he came in off the bench, because he's like he can play the midfield, he can play the wing, he can do a lot of things, and he jumped in to João Mario's spot, and we didn't really miss a beat.
But you have to give credit that to the system or to the team. When the Barcelona was at their high, a player could replace another player and they don't miss a beat either. Sometimes Messi would be out and they don't miss a beat, and Messi is the best player in the world. So
that's the second time you compare this to Barcelona. I know.
I'm just saying. Like
he compares everything to Cristiano Ronaldo.
Hey,
that's why I agree that I would pick João Mario over him, but it's not like you're saying like this. It's like
no, I didn't. Yeah,
no, I said João Mario's already at the peak, not the peak of his career, but he's already at the mature level, right? And Mateus is climbing up there. So to me, Mario's already up here, and he's climbing up there to get up there, but he's not there yet.
I think he's passed him a little bit.
So Jay says Mateus Nunes, Oscar says João Mario, Paul says João Mario. Anyone
Did
else?
he wake up?
I said João Mario.
All right, so João Mario. But I agree. I think Mateus Nunes is good.
Yeah,
but he's also a different player. He appears in the box. He can get wide. He can go up players. João Mario is not that type of player.
And I think that's why I like him more, because he gets in the game more, I would say. João Mario kind of stands back a little bit.
Do you guys notice when Fernando Santos used him for the seleção? He looked lost. He didn't look like he just fit in like a glove. Mateus Nunes looks like legit, like he was lost.
Have you seen Portugal? Every single person on the place for Portugal was
first
lost.
Time.
Every single player in Portugal was lost.
It was his first time on the national team.
It's 100% a fact.
It's a big jump.
The national team's a junk right now.
I'm not going to get into that argument.
Yeah. Here's going to have some interesting discussions here. Pot or Rafa?
No, they can't play in the same position. Really?
They do.
On the right, yeah.
They're probably the Rafa's Benfica's probably most biggest threat, and Pot is Sporting's biggest threat. Just because Pot scores more, I give it to Pot.
Ooh.
I'm giving it to Rafa.
All right, so we got 2 for Pot. Jay, you got Rafa?
I got Rafa. Rafa's the motor of our team.
He is. I agree.
Yeah,
but
you got Rafa too.
Mine is just the goals. Pot is just a goal machine. I don't know how the fuck he's doing it.
Yeah, so I mean, at the end of the day,
hey, Rafa's got goals this year. Rafa's got
I know, but look at Pot's goals.
What's the difference on the goals, Mike?
You keep talking. I'll look it up.
Well, I think
doing all competitions or just the league.
Did you freeze? Biggie, did you freeze?
Pot is also.
Dude, you don't move at all. You're like a fucking.
I'm here.
Pot also missed. Pot was hurt this year too already.
Who would you take, Biggie?
I told him I'll take Rafa.
Explain yourself. Why would you take Rafa? Tell me exactly how.
Rafa has heart. He tries.
That's why.
What?
He tried.
So,
he cares.
Does he cry when he scores?
Our defense is drastically different without Coates. Our offense is also drastically different without Paul.
And we can say the same for us.
I'm just saying. Like, if you're saying that he doesn't have heart, the guy is like.
He's the motor of Sporting when it comes to scoring offensive goals.
Look, this is obviously this is
very
close,
very comparable. But I think we always go at the end of the day. We always go a forward and a striker. Like, you judge them on their goals, right? And Pot, at the end of the day, scores more than Rafa does.
If we could have some kind of like,
give me the stats.
If we could have stats on who like which player has given more points to the team, that would be basically.
Rafa Silva has 9 goals, 5 assists in all competitions.
That's pretty fucking good.
In 1,552 minutes.
We don't need the minutes.
Yeah, we do.
Pot has 11 goals, 3 assists in 1,129 minutes.
400 minutes less.
Less, yeah.
So he has 2 more goals and 400 minutes less.
Yeah,
so it's like 3 games?
That's like 4 games.
400 minutes, yeah. 4 and change. So I'm going to go with Pot as well. I just think they're 2 different players, but Pot is more decisive in the final third because he can...
Yep. Unbelievable.
I'd be happy with either, but I think Paul.
Can you send those stats to Fernando Santos too, so we can get Paul on the fucking national team?
Or Nani.
Jay, let me ask you this: if you have 90th minute, you got Pot or Rafa
You're gonna give
Going
me a
in-
goal situation.
going in on? That's what I'm saying. Going in on goal. Who do you want, Pot or Rafa?
Is there someone on the other side of Rafa?
You think he's gonna pass
Hopefully
it?
not Seth, right?
Well, right, yeah. If it's Seth, you shoot the fucking ball.
Kenny's saying Oscar looks like he prefers ser Sportingista do que Benfiquista. How?
No, Oscar's a realist.
Explain yourself, Oscar. You gonna take this?
I took three players from Sporting. That's it, 3.
All right, so we got Pot on that one.
You
Let's
probably
go to-
choose Peasy over Pot.
100%. Just kidding. I would.
Oh my god.
On the left-hand side, Sarabia or Everton?
Well, I wouldn't put Everton, so Darwin
I'd probably
or Saraiva,
But Saraiva, outro. Sarabia.
whatever his
Sarabia.
name is.
I'd probably go Sarabia, even though to be honest, I don't know much about him, but Everton's he's 50-50.
Well, Darwin coming from a hat trick, I'll take Darwin.
Hold on. Which one is it though?
Dude, you're not
Darwin,
picking
right?
Darwin. You're picking
The
Everton. So
I'm
Yeah.
picking Darwin. I don't give a shit what you guys
The
say.
I don't
team,
give a shit what you said.
the team was Everton, so you need to pick Everton or Sarabia.
I didn't have Ended Almeida, and I picked.
I
him.
actually don't know much about Sarabia. I in watching Sporting play, if I watch Sporting play, I wouldn't even know who he is on the field. So I'll take Cebolinha.
Okay.
About to find
Just for
out who he is.
context, Sarabia's. I don't think he started the season. He came late, didn't he?
Yeah, he came after the fact.
So he's got 3 goals and 4 assists. He's
got more.
Yeah, but he hasn't played it even close to as many minutes. Actually,
So-
Sabola doesn't start either.
Sarabia's
Yeah.
got 15 games, 1,000
Super
minutes.
sub.
Everton's got 22 games, 1,100 minutes. So 100 more minutes in 7 more games, and Everton's got 4 goals, 5 assists.
So it's pretty similar.
Yeah,
I
3
like
goals, 4
Sarabia. I think he won't lose a spot on the starting lineup. So I like him. I would pick him over Everton.
Okay.
I do
Bill?
think Everton has more skill, but Sarabia is just a solid player.
I feel like Sarabia is more direct. Like he'll just fucking go at you, whereas
Yeah.
Everton will go at you and then stop.
Well, you
Try to
sold
go
me-
at-
you
And
sold
try to
me
go
right
at you
there.
again and
Yeah.
You sold me
come
right there.
back and
So who you
go
going with,
again.
Thing?
Me, Sarabia.
Yeah. Bill?
I don't. Yeah, I mean,
Dude,
I
I
don't
thought
think
you,
there's
I'm not gonna lie. I thought you just farted or something.
for this,
The way that you were.
Roll
Like,
that guy.
dude. My problem is I'm. I
Go
don't
caralho,
love,
dude. All this
I
time
don't
to
love
stats, you got
Everton.
time to think, and you're still thinking?
I'm gonna go Sarabia.
You know, Everton's gonna be the game changer for Friday. Watch.
I hope so.
I hope so too, guy. What the fuck you think I'm gonna
me
care
too.
about this?
Biggie,
I
Yeah,
just
with
don't.
assist.
I don't love him.
Biggie, who you picking?
I'm picking Sabola.
All right.
Pick
So
Savola.
Sarabia wins the pick. And last but not least, Darwin or Paulinho?
Darwin.
Darwin.
Uh,
I think this one's
Ten.
easy.
Wow, I'm surprised Paul's going. You really
Nunes.
hate
You don't like
Paulinho. huh?
Palhinha.
Paulinho misses way more than he scores. The problem, so Paulinho's good at one thing. He can like get the ball, like bring it down, back to goal, distribute it. He's good at that. But when it's time to score a goal, he needs like 9 shots to get one.
You
on
know,
target.
You know,
we have a guy like that too. His
We
name
have
is
one of
Stefan.
those.
adding on to what you just said, Paul. I complained about last year about Darwin doing the same thing, and these guys defended and I agree. There's a lot of work being done without goals being scored, and
Right.
Paulinho does it very, very well. Sporting's offense works well right now. Potter scores all those goals majorly because of what Paulinho does for work.
I know. It's just I wish.
Well,
but he
Otamendi's going to put
misses.
that work in his back pocket.
The
Yup.
problem with I agree. Paulinho does that part of it very well, but he misses such easy goals sometimes. It's so annoying to watch.
As
hear
I
my
agree.
friend, Oscar always says, a striker
Lack
goes
of
off
skills.
of goals. So if they
Dude,
don't score
Mike,
goals,
Where's your special guest, bro?
He didn't show up.
Who was it?
It's a Sportingista. What do
It
you
was.
expect?
I got Paul some backup, but didn't show up. It was a cage match, and Paul's the only one in the cage.
Was it your
representing.
cousin?
It was.
Good thing he didn't
Fraud.
He didn't come in. His wife probably let him join.
Fraud. He's a fraud
all right,
fan.
So Darwin
Like
wins
all
that one,
Sporting
and then
fans.
Kenny says, "Don't forget the coach, Ruben or JJ." I know.
Ruben.
Oscar's-
All day, Ruben, and I don't even think it's
You guys
close
are
anymore.
fucking. Oh my dude, it's JJ by 1,000,000.
Nope.
Ooh.
I will
Why?
never. Ruben
He's-
Amorim.
All right, hey, Tank, let me put this into perspective. Jorge Jesus was in Sporting for 4 years, 1-0. Ballers. Ruben Amorim is there for a year and a half, and he's in first place, and he won the championship. So why would you give it to Jorge Jesus?
And in the final 16 of Champions League.
Yeah,
which you
like
guys aren't
how do
even
you
in yet.
how do you give it to Jorge Jesus?
It's like JJ's never done any of this stuff.
Dude, you
Yeah,
guys
he-
are
yeah,
playing
AJ's got
right
the
now.
history.
I'm
He's
talking-
got the
we're not
knowledge.
talking about-
No.
Hey,
This is
He's
right
the,
now.
he's the
Right
best
now.
coach. He's the
Jay,
best coach in Portugal.
Tank,
hands
Tank.
down.
Mourinho did it in 2003, 2004, and
I don't
nobody.
care what
and
Mourinho did.
today,
I don't care what
and today
Mourinho
he
did
sucks,
in
right?
1994, 2004.
Yeah, but today he sucks.
AJ is the best coach in
I'll tell
Portugal
you now.
right now.
If you,
Well,
and
that's your
obviously this
opinion.
is biased. If you tell me to pick between Judge Jesus and Ruben, I pick Ruben 100 times out of 100.
Me too. I'm with you.
I love the way he plays. I love the way he has the team playing, like the attitude of the team, everything. And this is his first time in Champions League, and he's in the final 16, and you guys are fighting to get out of your group again. Like
So,
he dude,
Yeah,
this guy
the
just went to
top
Champions
two
League and
teams in the world.
Barca?
And Bayern,
You think Barca's a top team in the world?
don't worry about it.
Bayern, yeah, I'll give you. Bayern is definitely losses. That's fine.
but
you guys,
that's the
you
only
got
team that we
points.
lost to.
That's what I'm saying. But you got points against the Bar. But you guys,
If we
Tie-
win or tie, we're through.
It's not,
Oh,
it's
we
not like
have
it's
to
not
win.
like we're, it's not like
if
we're
you
not.
tie,
we're-
if you tie, you're not through. You
We have to
win.
win.
Depend. We have to win.
We can't tie. If we tie, we don't. Doesn't matter what Barcelona does. We have to win.
But it doesn't matter. My point is
Barcelona
this-
needs to win because even if Barcelona ties and we,
Yeah, Barca
we
needs to win. We
pass,
have the tiebreaker.
We have the tiebreaker.
Barcelona has to win if we win.
yeah, if you win.
Yeah.
We have to win. Barcelona doesn't have to win. But if they don't win, then depends on us.
But I don't get like why what is first of all, Jorge Jesus copied Ruben Amorim's style of play. You guys have a back three now. You stole our midfielder.
He didn't copy it. Jorge Jesus played with a back.
He
three
was
at
doing
Flamengo.
that last year too.
Are you
No, yeah, after
In
we did it.
Flamengo,
He did it at Flamengo.
He was
too.
doing it in
Flamengo
Brazil
before the league
before.
even started.
He did it
Not
in Brazil
not
too.
in Portugal though. You guys had a back four and then you transformed to a back three.
Correct. In Portugal, yes. Last year he switched it to a 3, but he had been playing with a back 3.
but he came in. He
Flamengo.
came in saying his lineup is a 4-4-2 or 4-4 or whatever it was.
And
Four
it
back.
was, and then he changed it.
Yeah.
Dude,
So we got Oscar says Ruben, Paul says Ruben, Jay says JJ. Biggie, who are you picking?
I'm gonna have to go with Ruben.
are
Thank you.
fucking serious?
Billy?
Dude,
You
I
guys
just
are
played
drunk.
for him.
It's just I don't get it. Why not?
I like JJ, but I think Ruben might have the edge here.
Guys, let's put it this way. If you had a choice right now to, who you have both of them are available for you to pick to run Benfica today, you take Jesus over Ruben.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
how many de muitos troféus
Because
vão passar?
JJ brought winning back to Benfica when we
Oh,
sucked.
last year we
He's
had so much to win.
When we sucked, he brought that back into our lives when we started winning, and now we went back in the dumpster. And guess what? This year we're gonna win it again, and he's gonna make you celebrate. He's gonna make you scream his name at the end of the year. Watch.
And-
All he does is
and
come
Ruben-
to teams and it makes them better, and we're gonna be champions. Watch.
And
Tell
Ruben
you.
brought a championship back to Sporting after
How many
20
years?
100
20
years.
years.
I'm not giving anything away from
Like-
Ruben. I'm not. But Ruben Amorim is not the best coach in Portugal. I think he's not even the second best coach. I think Sergio Conceição is better than him as a coach, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Okay.
I am going to be the last opinion here, and I'm going to say that I disagree with you, Jay.
That's fine. Everyone
I
else
think-
can too.
I think that if I had the choice today, Benfica is going to build a team. Who do I want? I want Ruben. Why? Not because he has a history of winning, but I think what Paul said and Biggie said it as well is he brings this. He's got a new, fresh set of ideas, right? Like it seems like you look at Sporting's lineup, top to bottom, they maybe have two, in my opinion, 2-3 top names, in my opinion, right? Coates, Palhinha, Pot, right? Sarabia is known because he plays for Spain, right? But they don't have like a large amount of studs, right? But he's got these guys, Daniel Bragança, Mateus Nunes, he's got these guys playing well, right? Maybe even overachieving for what they should be capable of, right? But if I had to choose today who I would want to take my team forward, I would have to say Ruben, just because he brings fresh ideas. He's a young mentality. Whereas JJ, I feel like he's almost falling. And I'm not taking anything away from JJ. I don't like how he ended his term there, but I thought that he was the right person for Benfica given the situation we were in. but I think that and I hope I'm wrong, but I feel like he's starting to trend in the same direction as Mourinho was, where he's stubborn to keep up with the new style of football. Right? I think that's what was Mourinho's death trap was. He was so stubborn that this is how I play. This is how I'm going to win. And he's not. And we've seen the last, 3 teams that he's been on. It's been,
year and a half he's out.
A shadow of what he's shown in the past. So,
I mean,
JJ gets no credit.
I'm not saying that.
Hold on, but let me finish. He doesn't get any credit to going to a different country, different continent in that regards. Goes to Brazil, first year, wins it all, wins the Champions League, Libertadores, wins that. First year, no problem. Comes back to Benfica, COVID year, where we had a lot of issues. I get it. Everyone gets it. Everyone has it. It is what it is. But now this year, he has a team running on. I think we're playing outstanding. There's only 2 games that I can – even the games against Bayern, I thought we played very well against them. The team's playing for him. Like, that, the things that you guys said with new idea – like, JJ can adapt to any situation and be – like, and still produce wins like he always does. The dude knows how to win games. Like, regardless. When he went to Sporting was shit. And he went there and he gave him title hopes. Like, let's not talk like Sporting was a big team when he went there. No, they were in shambles.
Wait,
they had nobody. And then he went there and he started a team and he made that team good. And
then Brian Ruiz fucked it up.
Well, yeah, that shit happened.
Wait. So, Tank, I have a question for you.
But like to say that JJ's losing his no, that's where I kind of draw the line a little bit.
You're basing a history up because this guy doesn't have history. He can't
right now.
No, because like you said, because he said he's on a decline. He just won the like.
Wait. So, Tank, I have a legit question for you. Would you take Abel, who just won the Libertadores
took words out of my mouth,
or Ruben Amorim? Abel won it 2 years in a row. 2 years in a row.
Dude, honestly, I might take Abel.
Over Ruben Amorim.
He knows what the hell he's doing over there.
Okay.
How am I crazy? How is that something so crazy? Like,
why? Because he won the Libertadores against.
Okay, so he won. So he won the Champions League down in South America. What did Ruben Amorim win the Champions League up here?
Yes,
no.
He's his first year.
But he's not going to win it. He's not going to win it. I can tell you. I can tell you right now. He's not going to win it.
I'll bet you that if he had.
Want to make a bet that he's going to win it? You want to make a bet with me right now, Oscar? He's so good, right? He can coach. He can be so. But all I'm saying is. Yeah, I would definitely choose Abel. He has got more experience. He knows how to win. He's been in those games.
And Abel has been in Sporting. He did shit.
But doesn't matter when he knows those situations. Okay, so he learned from that. It just made him grow. Like, what you say the same as you grow in your career? You say the same? No,
but Ruben Amorim is still peaking, legit peaking.
Okay, he's peaking, but we're talking right now though. He's in his
right now. He's a champion. He's a champion.
He's a second year pro.
He's a champion.
He's a second, but like put him under pressure. Put him in situations.
You know that he took Braga and made Braga good.
First. He did for the few games that he was there.
Yeah. Braga was every year. They're always in that fourth, third spot.
No, because Braga was
it's not like it's not like when JJ was at Braga, JJ made him to second place.
Yeah,
he won the Costa Liga with Braga.
So Ruben took Braga and made them relevant again that year because Braga was shit, and then he made them relevant again. And then he took them. Yeah, then Sporting took him.
Didn't pay for him at first.
And then we won the league with him. And then we went to Champions League and get out of the groups.
So you're basically in Benfica 2011 or 2012.
But
when
JJ
came to Benfica and made them champions and now we're in the Champions League. It's the same shit.
Right, no, but I'm telling you, Ruben brings like a good attitude.
To me, what Ruben's doing, JJ's been there, done it, and moved on.
You can't say
he's still a better coach.
Yeah, because he has history. What has Ruben done to make him not a good coach?
I'm not saying he's not. Listen, don't say that. I don't think he's. But like, I just think it's. I think it's crazy that you guys think that JJ's not a better coach.
Let me put another thing.
I think they're both really good coaches.
Right. Last year,
I'm saying JJ's
is last year
like level 10. Ruben's like level 6.
Would you take Mourinho or JJ?
Probably Mourinho.
Right now?
Really?
Yeah, I would.
Because he won a Champions League in 2003?
No, I said with the team, I think Mourinho can still coach.
Okay, fair.
To be honest, I would like him in the
national team.
I agree with Tank. I would love him on the national team.
Ruben would be on the national team next.
I would love Mourinho on the national team.
Wait, no, Tank.
Love.
Tank, I have a question for you.
What kind of here doing Mourinho on the national team?
Mourinho's not going on the national team.
Love it.
I already have fucking Biggie coaching the national team.
Love it.
All right,
The next
let's-
coach
love
of
it.
the national team is either be Sergio
Love it.
Conceição or Ruben.
Dude,
no way,
no,
No,
Ruben-
Ruben won't go to the national
Today?
team right
No
now.
chance.
Dude,
Biggie,
I'll
eat
tell
another
you this.
chewy.
You would
Well,
take
Guys,
Mourinho-
it's
Mourinho will be a good
9-12. We're
coach,
getting close to 10.
So-
Biggie's talking nonsense.
Mourinho will be a good coach.
You would take Mourinho over JJ, and I wouldn't take Mourinho over Ruben right
I
now.
agree with that too.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
I don't know.
that's fine. And I would definitely take Mourinho over.
You know how I compare Jorge Jesus to Mourinho is what Jorge Jesus did when Seth missed that goal is exactly what Mourinho would do. Like that. Nem PlayStation vejo gol falhado dessa maneira, right? That I get it, it's true, but you don't say that while you're a player that just missed a goal like that. You just don't.
Dude. That's for the weak. That's for the weak-minded.
Of course.
That's
Hey,
for the
look
weak-minded.
what Mourinho is. I guess all the players he coaches are weak-minded because nobody likes him anymore.
Hey, to be honest, let's be serious. Mourinho's just going there, collecting a paycheck and playing with kids, whoever pays him.
Yeah, of course.
Does Roman really have a team, guys? Like, I know we're talking. Like, does Roman really have a good team?
I
But
don't
like,
know.
why wouldn't anyone else want Mourinho?
Yeah, I mean, he left from. What do you go from?
Dude,
From
well,
all
if
these
someone,
teams.
if someone offers you a contract, hey, come coach my team for a year or two for like, I don't know, $10, $15 million.
He
You're
was
not
in
going to
first
sign?
place
You probably signed.
for a week.
All right,
if I-
we're not going to
that
get a
wasn't that good.
decision here. So let's
I
move
mean,
on to
this-
predictions.
No, the decision was made. He was the only one that was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was the only one.
The decision was definitely Ruben.
I mean, you guys are not changing my mind on that. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Let's go around the table here for our predictions. I'm going to start. Mine is 2-0 Benfica. Biggie, what's your prediction?
I picked 2-0, and Zeph is going to get that second one to
Zeph.
dagger. Dagger in this guy's head.
Paul, what's your prediction?
I'm gonna say 1-1.
1-1. Bill.
I say 2-1 Benfica.
3-1 Benfica, and it's going to be a JJ special.
Okay.
Like Johnny Jacks.
Yeah, your girlfriend Diane will take care of it.
Oscar.
I agree with Bill. It's gonna be 2-1 Benfica. Tight game.
Okay. Kenny says, I would, and I also say nunca mais joga para mim. He could go play on the practice squad for the year like Tarap did. Paul
Sorry
or
about Seth.
Seth, yep. 1-1. Such a cop-out, Paulo.
Dude, we're playing away. I wouldn't. I mean,
You're
normally,
playing 3 blocks down the road.
Yeah, you're playing like
it's
600
still
yards
exciting
down the
to
road.
lose.
Yeah, but it's still now we're playing like the fans are gonna be down to like 30,000. Some of them are gonna be Sporting
My
fans.
prediction is a tie. It was always a tie, and I'm fine with a tie.
Okay.
See, now,
Fair enough.
Oscar, you can't use any arguments because now he predicted a tie. You can't go either way.
No, but he's still gonna say, "Oh, with a weaker team, we beat you guys," or "Oh, I know we're gonna
COVID,
lose."
it's COVID guy.
Yeah. Biggie, can you read us the excuses? Can you bring the board a little bit closer again and just give
Did you
us?
fix your? Did you at least fix your mistake?
No, we didn't.
They're-
He was too busy.
They're
eating cookies.
tried from Champions League.
No, let him read them. Let's go. Read it off.
COVID, I knew he was going to bring that up. Cotes and Pilas. Bill tired from Champions
Cotas
League.
and Pilas, he says.
And the best one, lack of skill.
Dude, first, you know that your first two are like the COVID is because of Coates, so it's the same thing.
But they have the other COVID.
What
Like
time is it?
African
It's
COVID.
getting close. It's
Dude,
getting close.
Biggie
So
woke
most
up.
guys-
Biggie
Hey,
woke up at the end of the.
9:15.
Biggie woke up at
9:15. It's close.
And not to
Biggie
mention,
woke up at the end of the podcast.
we've already played another game since Champions League. You know that, right?
You guys are still going to say you're tired from the playing the big guys.
All right.
Listen.
Well, we're gonna end
That's
here. There we go. We
I
finally
want
woke
to watch
up.
the game. Biggie.
Oh man!
Hey,
Please tell me you're doing like those clip things because like
I
Biggie's
can
got like
clip
3 or
this up.
4.
Hey,
Uh,
Mike, have Biggie like basically do a conclusion of what happened today. Like,
Oh my god. a
You have
recap.
no idea.
do a recap, Biggie. Come on.
Oh, last
One
time
of
we
those-
wore this shirt, we scored 6 on you.
Yeah,
6.
Biggie, can you give us a 30-second recap of what we covered in this podcast just for those who missed the
Oh
beginning?
boy. Oh
Dude,
boy.
one of the clips has to be
Paul's not
Frank
confident
asking
in
if
this
he's
team.
frozen.
Yeah,
He's gonna
let us
finish
listen.
That was
asking
fucking
for a
funny.
tie.
All right, what
Sorry,
was it,
bringing
Biggie?
up
30 seconds.
excuses with COVID.
Yeah.
He's not confident in Sporting. He picked a tie. And he still likes Ruben, no matter what.
All right.
So you got the last 30 seconds recapped in the last 30 seconds.
Do you remember what
He
we
was-
talked about at the beginning?
He was sleeping in the beginning.
Cabeça do presidente. O presidente.
And he was like, "You frozen?" And he was like,
O presidente, o churão. O
Yeah, we
churão.
should,
Dude, he was like dead still for like a solid like 2 minutes. And I was like, dude, is he
I'm
like
good. I
frozen?
can stay here.
I could stand. I could stand. Yeah.
I just saw my uncle jumped on, popped up. I have a bet with my uncle Jonathan's dad. Benfica wins, he buys me dinner.
He's a Benfiquista, right?
No.
No, it's just Portuguese.
If
I don't know.
Sporting ties or wins, I owe him dinner. So he's got 66% chance, but I'm rolling the dice here. We are going to end with our out of context. We got some videos, we got 2 minutes of some saves, some goals, some interesting moments, and the ending to this video I pulled out of the archive. It is amazing. Hopefully this thing loads unlike last time. Let's see here.
Think it is?
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
I already know what the last one is.
That's Oscar.
Terrible. Look like Biggie.
That's Oscar.
Sniper.
Here's Ronaldo.
That's crazy.
Otamendi.
I remember that.
Nossa.
He missed that rebound? You're kidding me.
That's sacrifice.
Saved it.
Is that the Euro?
No.
It's MLS. It's MLS.
Is that the reps?
No,
Salt Lake.
they're out.
Nice.
God.
That was like an NPC play right there. That looks like me. That's me, definitely.
But who makes the covers that are right?
That's Tim Howard.
Jimmy Howard.
Casillas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could have a few.
This
What are the
everything.
hands?
Or Allison's save right here.
Estou aqui com o
Oh,
senhor
boy.
Biggie. Biggie, o que achaste do primeiro
Oh
treino
my
aqui
God.
na Califórnia?
Espetáculo, espetáculo.
That was fucking awesome.
Oh man.
That is
Wow.
awesome.
That
I think that was
ending-
me on the camera.
It was.
I think it was the camera guy.
Spectacular. I don't know how I thought of it, but I was like, I gotta go find this video. So
Love
that
it.
Oh,
that
boy.
is the end of this episode 76. Thank you to everyone that was in the chat. There was quite a few comments. There was quite a few people watching. Big games Friday. We'll be back next week. Paul, Biggie, you guys available to join for the recap of this game next week?
Yeah, whenever.
Yes, sir.
All right. So we
Call
got the
You say call
Yo,
me.
Biggie, next time leave your digits on your bar.
Book him in advance.
we got the crew for next. Call me, he says. What an idiot.
Like a minute 34. Clip it.
Oh god.
An hour 30.
An hour 34. Don't forget
An
to
hour
check us out on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Subscribe, like, follow, share. Gentlemen, as always, it was a pleasure. Biggie, thanks for joining us for your debut. Paul, thanks for rejoining us. We will chat next week, and hopefully it's with a red and white W. Gentlemen, have a good evening.
Later. Viva Benfica.
Later.
Yo,
Força
Benfica.
Benfica.
Boys.